Hello, I'm Kerry George with CIBN Connect, and next I'm going to be showing you how to use email swipe copy and how to get that out to your lists. And I'm also going to show you a few lists that you may have that you might not be aware of and how to utilize this information in those places as well. So when you are going to be a speaker at an event like a summit, for example, the organizers of the event will often send you some interesting things that you could send out to your list. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen here and show you what that might look like. So this is swipe copy for emailing that we just created for an event that's coming up. And we would share a link to this for people who are speaking at our summit. And you can see it has a little bit of description at the top about what to do, and then it'll come down here and it'll say this is how to write that email. And it'll even give you suggestions like here's your subject line, and in this case it's telling this how to build a subject line, how to blank, and examples like how to turn your hobby into a thriving business, or how to set yourself up for success this fall. And then it has the wording here, and in our case we've actually given in the blueprint, I think 4 or 5 ways that you could send messages. Now, why we're sending more than one is because we want you to do it more than once, because people don't generally respond the first time they hear something. So if you signed up to be a summit speaker in August and the event is going to be in September, you want to send something out right away to your group. Then you want to send something out like a week before, and then a day or two before, and get more and more people to sign up. You'll notice that in the blueprint, there are spaces in here like, hey, first name. You should have a tool in your emailing equipment or your tools, whatever you're using, that allows you to put a name there. And you want to set that up so it automates putting a first name into position. And then you want to just read through this and make sure it makes sense. Make sure it sounds like you. If it doesn't sound like you might want to modify it a little bit, but the plan for it is there. And then there's going to be a spot where it says, embed your special link, your registration link. And when you're doing summits, generally they're going to give you a tracking link, and you want to put that right into that spot. And usually you want to go, you can register here and go over top of it like that. And then up will come a link spot where you can add that in, and you can put the real link that you want right in there. And so it doesn't say, be sure to add this. You want to get rid of that, and you want it to be right over top of this. So it's a click through button right on it. And sometimes in your email marketing too, you might even have a link spot where you can put a button, put the button and put that on there. And I like to do it in 2 spots at least in the email. So once in the written content and then in the button as well, because that way people will see it in 2 different places and it's more obvious, and you're going to get more click-throughs. So because more than one example has been given to you, you can then come back, right? And you can check the next one, and you can set it up and automate it so that it's going to be one goes out right now, one goes out next week, one goes out the week after. And if I had 4 or 5 weeks out, I'd want to do that 3 or 4 times. If I had less time, like only 2 or 3 weeks, I want to do one right away, and then one the week before and just before the event. And that will help get more people to the event if we all pitch in and do it together. Now, maybe you don't have a huge list, but if you have over 50 people, this is a good thing to do. And the more numbers you have, of course, the better it's going to be. But let me show you a couple of places you can also do this that you probably never thought of. So there are 2 places on LinkedIn that you can do this as well. So when you come into LinkedIn, in this, I'm going to show you this one. This is my screen here for my profile. And if I go to my network, one of the things that I have set up in the past is I have a newsletter that I can put out to my subscribers. And I have 1,500 subscribers on there, besides the people that I know and talk to. I have 1,500 people that have signed up for a newsletter that I have. And by the way, you can set a newsletter up for free. You can set it up right away, and maybe it won't get thousands because it's brand new, but it could get 50 people to look at it, and especially if you got a 3-4 week runway. And then every time you're doing an event, you can use this. And what I would do is I would just go back to my swipe copy here, and I would copy and paste it like articles right into this spot here in my newsletter. Okay. So you can see that I've done things before for events in my newsletter, and I would just do that again. I would go create a new edition like this, and you see it's going to be just like an email. Now, the interesting thing is that when we have subscribers, this is actually going to go right into their inboxes. So this is going to give me 1,500 more people that it's going to go right into their inbox. Isn't that cool? And I'm going to show you another spot too you probably never thought about on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, if you're using the CIBN Chrome extension over here, the Chrome extension, every time I have gone and added my own trusted connections to it, what has happened is it actually puts them into a little list for you. So I have 737 people so far that I've added to my trusted connections. And that now, how I did that, by the way, and if you need help at CIBN, we will show you how to do this. But what it means is I have gone to their profiles and I've added them as a trusted connection. Okay, let me just show you where I did that. If I go to my network like this, and I look at my first level of connections here, as this comes up, the attachment is over here, and you can see it says these ones here they haven't been added. So if I knew them, if I had met them before, if I was seeing them in a meeting and actually talked to them and I know that they're a real human, I would now go click the button here and add them as a trusted connection. Here's one here. I actually met her just recently. So I go like this, and I met her through business networking. And then I'd say, yes, I trust this person. And that adds her to my list, just like that. And if you do it through CIBN, it often will even send a little message to them and tell them that you are using the Chrome extension and would they like to use it too, which is fine. Or you don't have to send it if you don't want to. But that's how you add them. But now that they're added, they're actually living over here, okay, under my trusted connections. And I can actually email my trusted connections right here. And this, again, goes right to their inbox. So I put the message in here that I want. And again, I can copy and paste it right out of my swipe copy. But I will have to go in and fill in where it says to put my link into this spot. And in this particular case, I'm not going to be able to make that hidden behind words. I'm going to have to say this is the link and put it right in there. But this is really cool because it's going to send it to 700 more people that I have in my trusted connections, and it's going to go right into their inbox. Even though I only know them on LinkedIn, it's going to go right to the inbox. I don't know if you realize how powerful that is, but it's kind of hard these days to get all the emails to get into the inbox because of anti-spam legislation and because of different tools being stopped by Google and Amazon and all the different channels, all the different ones, Outlook, all that kind of thing. So this now gets right past all of that into the inbox, and they're going to read that message. So that's another place I can do it. And if you think about it, you might have other spots as well. I'm going to show you this one too. This is on Meetup. So if you own a Meetup group, you can message the people in the Meetup groups that you own. So you can actually go in here on Meetup group, and you can say, who do I want to get it? All the people who are subscribed, the leadership team. You can click all of them or one of them. And the same thing, use the same subject line, use the same message. And on this one, you see that there is the insert link ability here. So I could go over top of that part and put the actual link that I want over the words, which is super cool. This is just another way of doing this so that we are getting our message out to as many people as possible. So maybe you only have 50 people on your email list, but then you go, oh my gosh, I own a Meetup group and it's got 2,000 people in it. And you can message those people and invite them to the event that you're going to be part of. And you can also do it on LinkedIn through those two methods. And you might think of some other spot as well. So that's how you use email swipe copy. I hope that helps you. And I hope that you have many people coming out to the next event. And I hope you win a prize. Many of the summits offer prizes for those that promote the most. So I hope that it works for you. All right, talk to you later.